turned to mourning at the circus, excited mothers await for their babies to be delivered. Each bird carried a tiny baby animal in its beak. Mrs. Jumbo observed all of the other mothers receiving their babies and desperately hoped more than anything that there would be one for her. Finally, Mrs. Jumbo received a much larger bundle than everybody else, too heavy for a bird to carry in its beak. She looked inside to find a baby elephant, who she called Jumbo Jr. Jumbo Jr. sneezed and out popped two enormous ears. All the other elephants stared and laughed at how weird and different he looked. They decided to call him Dumbo. Mrs. Jumbo could not care less what the other elephants thought. She loved her baby. Later that night, the circus came to town, crowds hurrying to see all of their favourite animals. "Look at his ears," laughed one boy. "Aren't they the funniest things you've ever seen?" Mrs. Jumbo started to get very protective of her baby, and she did not like the mean things that people were saying to him. So she raised a hay bale and threw it at the boys, and they ran away screaming. The ringmaster was appalled with Mrs. Jumbo's dangerous behaviour, so he locked her up and put her in a cage. This made Dumbo even more upset. A mouse called Timothy felt bad for Dumbo. "We have to make you a star," he told Dumbo. The ringmaster needed a big finish for his elephant pyramid. Timothy told him that the little elephant with big ears would be the perfect way to finish his show. The next morning, the ringmaster tried his new idea, but when Dumbo went to jump on the top elephant, he tripped over his big ears and knocked the entire pyramid over. This made the other animals even more angry with Dumbo. However, the ringmaster and Timothy never gave up. Their next idea was to dress Dumbo like a baby and make him a clown and put him at the top of a building while other clowns sprayed him with water. Dumbo was terrified and jumped down. The audience loved his performance, but Dumbo was not happy at all. The next thing Dumbo and Timothy knew was that they were up in a tree. "How did that elephant get up there?" asked the crowds. Dumbo and Timothy had no clue themselves until Timothy said to Dumbo, "You flew up there. You used your big ears to fly us both into that tree." Dumbo thought there was no way he could really fly. "You just have to believe in yourself," said Timothy. All at once, Dumbo was flapping his big ears and flying. That night at the circus, Dumbo stood on the same building. "Take off, flap your ears. You can fly." "You can," said Timothy. Suddenly, Dumbo was soaring past the cheering crowds. He was a star. Crowds were coming to the circus just to see Dumbo, the flying elephant. Dumbo is very much a reflection of our classroom students. Every student is unique and they could be experiencing hardships that are unknown to their teacher or classmates. Dumbo is exposed to the harsh reality of bullying from the other elephants and struggling to fit in because of his difference of his big ears. Dumbo continues to try to excel in the circus despite being treated differently because of the way he looks. Timothy is a very accurate representation of a teacher. Teachers allow students to see the best in themselves and adapt their teaching styles to suit each student. Similar to how Timothy did not give up on Dumbo and kept changing his circus acts until Dumbo could finally excel. This also links to the role of a teacher and how a teacher is able to uncover what is different and unique about each child. Like when Timothy eventually found out that Dumbo's secret talent is that he can fly. This highlights the needs for teachers to engage in professional engagement with students as well as to know how each student learns. Dumbo also felt as though he could trust Timothy, as Timothy created a supportive and safe learning environment for Dumbo, which is what teachers need to do to ensure students feel comfortable in the classroom and as though they can perform their best. Teachers need to believe in every student. Although Dumbo did not seem very successful at the start, Timothy remained to have full faith in him, which allowed Dumbo to succeed.